Three Cents Podcast is brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding. These guys are awesome when it comes to roofing needs, but also siding and renovation. They do gutters. These are year-round issues, and Integrity Roofing and Siding is there for you 24/7 year-round. Need a roofer? Our roofer is Integrity Roofing and Siding, 210-340-7663. 210-340-7663. The official roofing company of 3 Cents Podcast is Integrity Roofing and Siding.
Here we go. Yes, there it is. LG just moments before we came on channeled his Dak Prescott, and so we are off and running for another 3 Cents Podcast presented by Integrity Roofing and Siding on this Tuesday. Chilly Tuesday. I mean, the sun's out. I said chilly.
It's a very good day to be alive, let me just tell you.
It is. We'll get to that in just a little bit, because Kleto's not kidding, by the way. Kleto is not kidding. How do you like that giant index finger? You see that?
You know what?
I just didn't realize I was doing
cool.
that.
It's like an E.T.
Phone
home.
Kleto Rodriguez, LG is here. Mike Taylor, not here in the flesh, but we will have him digitally coming.
I feel like we're in the victory tour and we're without Jermaine.
Is that a Jackson 5 reference?
Mm-hmm.
We're missing. Yes,
we're missing Jermaine. I always like to see Jermaine in the left feet.
We'll see. We'll see Mike in just a little bit. But at any rate, so welcome in everybody watching. Tammy Zuniga. That name sounds familiar. She's
Tammy
watching.
Zuniga, right off the bat.
My much better half. Yeah, I was just talking about kind of a little bit of the drama on the way coming in here. I was getting ready to leave the house to come over here. Hello, Chance Madera. And just as I'm about to leave, we get a text. My wife and I get a text message from our youngest daughter. I don't feel well. And that, you know where that generally goes.
Yep.
That means a trip to the school nurse is coming, which means mom or dad will be coming. And of course, my wife, God bless her, works right from home.
Oh, nice.
So she's kind of tethered to her computer and her phone, and therefore can't really just up and leave to go to the middle school. And so guess who drew that assignment? Yours truly. And so thankfully I said, boys, I'm going to be pushing it, but I'm going to do my best to get here in time. And so
you got here on time.
Thankfully, no traffic laws were broken, and we're all here and accounted for.
10 minutes to spare.
Thank you. Yes.
That's
well,
right.
listen. I don't like to be late. I don't know about you guys. Now, I'm not saying I'm on time 100% of the time.
I hate it. It's a pet peeve of mine.
I do not like being late.
I'm okay with it. I'm gonna be honest.
Fashionably late.
I like a good entrance, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
No, actually,
typical entertainer.
I very, very typical entertainer. That's for sure. My wife, it kind of. I'm not usually late. I push it to the last minute.
So if you're headlining a gig,
Yeah.
and it says headliner Cleto Rodriguez live at 8:00, will you sit in the dressing room at 7:59 and you're like, you know what, not quite ready yet? I mean, will you stall or just like, or are you like, hey, it's 2 till I need to start walking to the stage?
I'm usually it's 2 till I'm walking to the stage. But it depends on
You're
the
not
gig.
like Madonna and make people wait 2.5 hours or whatever.
No.
Or Lauryn Hill.
Now what?
Or Lauryn Hill's another good example.
What
yes.
my problem is, I'll go over my time,
Okay.
and I'm like at my own show, like my wife's lighting me, and she's like giving me the green light, like, "Hey, get off." You know,
Then you start playing music like at the Oscars.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I'm like, I'm getting lit at
Get
my own
off.
show. I'm like, okay.
How mad does the next comedian get when you do that?
I tell you, I remember opening up for Carlos Mencia, and he had a habit of going like an hour and a half, maybe sometimes 2 hours long. Now the fans didn't mind, but the wait staff did, because we had another show.
And they're not going home.
And they're not going home, and they're like after a while, they just start getting mad at you.
Take it out on you.
Yeah, because you're part of the comedy scene. You're like one of the comedians. I'm like,
It's your fault.
yeah, I would help the wait staff actually throw stuff away in the trash just to clean up the room. And I remember Mencia saw me doing it. He goes, "What are you, a janitor? You're a comedian. Come sign autographs." I'm like, "I'm not, because of you. I'm
It's
over
all your
here
fault.
helping them. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, they get mad. They do get upset.
Does the last comedian to go on, does he get bumped if somebody goes too long? Because it's obviously the bar has to close at some point.
I mean,
or you get like 1 minute. Here you go. You got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I seen like, and I mentioned Carlos because he's done it a lot. Like it's his thing. But I mean, he pulls them in. I mean, they don't tell him anything because he's bringing.
He's Carlos Mencia.
He's Carlos. I mean, he's selling out. That's a pretty big deal there. But you gotta have respect for the time, especially for the comics. Like the comics, like the features and the openers. When they go long, now that's a problem.
Then that cuts into your time.
That cuts into your time.
All right. Well, we welcome in everybody who's watching us here. Sylvia Arzola, Minnie Ibarra, Magdalena, Mary Talamontes, who's my mother-in-law, by the way. So I have to
Nice.
behave. I got my
Sweet
wife
lady. I got a
and
chance
my
to meet her.
mother-in-law watching. So I have to really be.
Got to meet her.
You did meet her in Pleasanton,
at the
right?
turkey drive that they had over there, and it was really cool. It was
Shout
really
out
nice.
to Atascosa County. Yes, which is your neck of the woods. I mean, you
right down the road.
live over there. In,
Elmendorf, really.
Very good. So
That's so far.
Like it's far,
You
bro.
drive into town every day. Right?
I have to drive into town every day, and it's
Couldn't
like
do it, man.
it's like when I see now, kind of. I'm telling my wife, okay, I'm going into town. You need anything? I'm going into town.
stop at the market.
Yeah.
Very good. So, well, listen, I mean, we were just kind of going along our January last week, and Mike and LG and Cleto and I, we have a text thread that we talked
Yes.
on sometimes. We check in with each other.
Yep,
How's it going? Those kinds of things.
Yeah, with one Android user on that group text, by the way.
And
that
he's very
screws the whole
proud
thing
of
up.
it.
Yeah, it screws the whole
He's
damn
very
thread
proud
up.
of it. Let me tell you. He
Won't
is-
mention any names.
I'll mention it.
Oh, okay.
Cleto Rodriguez.
All the beautiful features we could be using.
I know.
but
Yeah, there's always that
that
one.
odd man out.
I was that one for a long time, but about a year or two ago, I switched back to.
Y'all are gonna freak out one day
iPhone.
when I do come in with iPhone. I just cannot figure it out. I just can't. I
Well,
can't.
once you do, it'll be the easiest thing you've ever used.
You'll be like, "What took me so long?"
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear. But I just can't somehow break away from this Android.
Do we have any friends watching who have connections at either Apple, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, anybody like that? I smell a sponsorship possibility. But anyway, we move on. Cleto Rodriguez, we'll talk about, he's clad in Houston Texans gear right now. He's even got his
Absolutely.
Texans Yeti.
That's right. Look at that.
He is, look at that. This guy is representing.
I mean, it's from a van. It's
Hey.
some guy selling it at the corner.
Bootleg.
But he did a really good job. I liked it.
It's a
That's
Yeti
nice.
or
Nice.
It's a Yeti.
Yettle.
Yeah, it's a Yettle.
It's a Yettle. It's a Yettle.
It's a Netty.
It's an Eddie.
Yep. So is this going to be a daily occurrence now through the playoffs?
Well, it'll probably be this 1 week.
Well, enjoy it while you can.
I'm still realistic. I think
They have a home game, right?
They have a home game.
There's a
That's what I'm
Cleveland?
saying. We got one good week.
Wait, are they playing Cleveland?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there's a chance?
When you say there's a chance, I mean, this has been a great year for the Texans. I mean, and Texans fans, because we didn't expect this for about a couple years.
No, you were.
We were expecting in a couple years that we'll get in the playoffs. But to happen the next year after getting a new coach, new quarterback, our defense. I mean, it was like the 32nd, rushing defense last year. Now it was the top 3. So I mean,
quite a turnaround.
The DeMeco Ryans is our, he's our savior in this thing because he's
he's in the running for head coach of the year. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But so get ready to see a lot of Houston Texans gear. But I mean, not to be Debbie Downer, but we were talking last week and everything, and I caught word that you weren't feeling well and spent a little time in the ER, and I started to get nervous.
Well, it was interesting because I didn't realize I had started realizing actually in the beginning of the year, just like not this year, last year, and I started getting a lot of my blood pressure was really going out of whack, and I started feeling of course the pain and the pressure and everything, and I went to the doctor and he's like, you got let's check your blood pressure's pretty. I was going to doctor appointments, and they were like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Oh no.
Are you sure? And I mean, this is get my teeth cleaned.
And
they're like, yeah, because according to the numbers.
Wait, you were getting your teeth cleaned and they told you this?
Yes.
At a dental cleaning?
They take your blood pressure.
Oh no.
And they're telling me.
Forget his teeth.
They're telling me that I was supposed to go in for a cleaning, and the nurse goes, the assistant goes, "You sure you're all right?" I go, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "Well, according to these numbers, you should either be having a stroke or you're in a coma or just call it a day." And I'm like, "Wait." She goes, "You sure you're okay?" I kid you not. I felt fine. I feel like right now.
Right.
I feel fine. And then the doctor was coming in telling me, "Yeah, you need to get that taken care of and go to your doctor." And so on. I told him I'm going to my doctor. He'd up my pills. That still wasn't cutting it. I mean, last week, I was stressing out about a bunch of stuff and, gigs and everything. And I remember I woke up at 4 a.m. on Thursday, or is it Wednesday? Like one of those days.
Yeah.
I woke up at 4 a.m. and I just had this really bad pain in my neck and then on my head. And I said, okay, I'm going to go check my blood pressure. I checked it and it was like 194/91. Yeesh. And I said, okay, now that's high. And I go, I actually doubled up my medication because my doctor said I could. So I doubled up and I'm thinking, okay, it's going to go down, that kind of thing. But I woke up at 9 with the same pain and I looked and I did my blood pressure again. It was the same. It wasn't going down. I said, okay, now it's freaking me out. So my wife's like, I'm calling my doctor and, no one's answering and stuff. So my wife goes, you need to go to ER. You got to go. And so I went to the ER. My daughter dropped me off, and I was there, and I'm just going, kind of, hey, what's going on? Checking my blood pressure, doing all this stuff. Long story short, it just kept getting higher.
Yeah.
It went from, and then they checked me when I got to the hospital, and it's 210 over 100. Then they checked me about 2 hours later, and it was 230 over 106. And then the last time they checked, this is right before they checked me, the doctor goes, I said, what's the highest that you can go on this thing? Because it's freaking me out. It's going higher. And he goes, well, 245, 250, you're gonna get a stroke, or you're gonna croak. I mean, you're gonna not croak, but you're gonna probably pass away.
Pass out or
and
pass away.
I go, okay. So he takes my blood pressure. Yeah, 245 over 107.
What?
And I was like, all right, doc. Now I'm freaking out. Okay, now and he keeps saying
you're breaking records over here.
It's a new personal best.
And not only that, but they keep saying, well, they call it the silent killer, and I'm like, well, yeah, it ain't that silent. If I'm checking every, my numbers over here.
Oh,
I mean,
my gosh.
So then he winds up giving me this pill, and I'm taking this medicine, and it's like, that was at 2:30. So now it's coming up to 2:45. He goes, well, let's give it another 30 minutes. I don't even know if I got 30 minutes. And
Oh my gosh.
He goes, let's give it another 30 minutes. And then he goes, okay, look, we're going to let it settle. It should be coming down pretty soon. So then he winds up giving me this like super medicine that went to the IV, and it's like, this is going to lower it. Okay. I'm telling you right now, I'm like, are you sure? Because everything else is like, not working. And I remember I was in that room all day, and it was like a waiting room, and I was watching swamp people, like a marathon of swamp. I know how to kill an alligator, by
Now,
the way.
in case you ever have to wrestle an alligator.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Quality programming.
That's
good.
exactly right. I mean, it was like that night, I think I had dreams of just catching alligators and stuff. But they went through, and I'm thinking to myself, why did we not do this when we got here? Just get straight to this medicine, and because it brought it down to 167 to like 74.
Sounds
That's
like
crazy.
you need to keep that like in your refrigerator at home. Just
What's
have
that?
some of that super medicine
super
ready.
medicine.
Oh no,
go,
I got it now. Yeah,
Okay,
they gave me a pill. They gave me the medicine. If it's over 140, I got to take it.
It's like an EpiPen.
Kind of, yeah. It really
So
is.
for anybody that's watching this, because I don't know, I mean, I don't.
You got to get checked out.
Well,
I mean,
that's where I was going with this. Is yes, I need to start getting checked out and everything. My wife's been great over the years about maintaining or checking her blood. She has a cuff, a blood pressure monitor there by the bed, I think, and
She gets high blood pressure a lot.
well, she's had over the years she had it. I mean, she's fine now, but especially when she was pregnant and everything, there were concerns about those kinds of things and just being able to keep it stabilized and everything. So thankfully everything went well. However, so it is something that I'm more aware of now, but I guess for somebody who's watching this, in terms of, I've heard of the silent killer analogy and everything, but warning signs or symptoms. I mean, you said you had a pain in the back of your neck.
I had a pain in the back of my neck, and it felt like I thought at first it was the pillow, that it was just a little hard, and I'm not. But it's my pillow, so I use it all the time. But it was more of like an internal pain, but it was like a pressure, and then it was all over my head too.
Yeah. Eesh.
And I remember when they checked me at the dentist office, I was 224 over 104. And I said, I felt a little minor. I felt fine. I remember that.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's scary. That silent killer thing.
You feel fine.
Because you feel fine and you have no idea. So it's kind of like, now I don't even, I used to skip meds, like my diabetes medicine. And I go, now I don't skip anything. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking it. I don't care. I'm just taking it religiously. But then it's interesting because they're saying you got to exercise and work out. And I just started walking right today because I was so sore. And I was like shuffling my feet for like 2 days. And because I did legs. And I'm telling my wife right now, I'm never doing legs again. I'm telling you,
You can't skip leg day, man.
No, the hell with that. I can't
skip leg day.
I'm going to do it again. I couldn't go to the restroom, right, guys?
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute.
serious. I was like, I had to make a decision. If I'm plopping down, I'm going to be there for a minute because I'm not getting right back up because it hurts. It hurts so bad. It's nothing. I hate going to the restroom smelling like Bengay. It just hurts. It hurts. And, and I had it on my hamstrings.
No pain, no gain.
And it's so funny because my wife goes, hey, did you not wipe the seat? Because I got all this Bengay on my leg.
No, hombre, wait a minute. Oh, gosh.
But yeah, so just get checked, folks.
So it's under control now.
It's just as long as I don't stress out and freak out, and I just take everything kind of now different and stride. I've let some stuff go that I was doing and not even stressing about it anymore.
Well, I told, and you and I talked a little bit about this and everything, and I think, Mike, we've talked about this too. It's just, the last year has been a lot for all of us. I mean, we've all of us have, I think we've leaned on each other to get through this kind of chapter in our lives, but in terms of transitioning, and you've been doing your thing for a while with your shows and kind of your content creation and everything, but I mean, it's a grind, it's
a hustle. That's for sure.
It's I tell people it's 180 degrees different than what I did at the TV station, probably what Mike was doing at the radio station. You obviously worked at the TV station. But if not for, you guys, my wife, family, it can get very stressful. Yeah. I tell people people ask me all the time, how's it going? how are you enjoying retirement? Isn't that? And I say, first of all, I'm not retired.
Right. Yeah.
Second of all, I got 3 teenagers I got to help pay for. So I said, it's exhilarating. You know, the quality of life is great. It's exhilarating, but it is absolutely terrifying as well sometimes.
Because you're leaning on these gigs and you're leaning on these sponsors.
Right.
And you're leaning on pretty much what faith you have left kind of deal. You know, what the heck?
Oh,
is that
sound
Tinkerbell?
That sound can, well, either that or Mike Taylor. It can be one of the two. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you the third cent.
Jermaine.
The other of the Jackson family. Joining us right now,
There
the
he
one and only
is.
Mike Taylor.
There he is. What's up,
I
Mikey?
feel more like Marlon than Jermaine.
Oh, he's the other. How's your blood
Marlon's
pressure,
the one
Mike
that
Taylor?
he didn't show up and do anything, and when he did, he lip synced the whole time. It sucked. I'm sorry I'm not there. How you
No,
boys
but you're
doing?
not lip syncing though. This is the real Mike Taylor in the flesh. And
Good
we
to
will,
see you,
we will take
Mike.
it.
Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year. I just get right to the excuses. The holidays came, and I wound up broke. So needed to pick up some extra money, get my side hustle. That's all. I don't have any full-time jobs. I have 3 side hustles.
Yeah.
And I needed to pick up some extra hours at where I'm at today. So sorry, love you.
No, nothing but we were just talking about the grind and how exhilarating it is, but also terrifying and scary. And hey, listen, there's no shame, and we are at a point right now where we just do what we got to do. And in this case, we will take you where you are today, as opposed to no Mike Taylor at all. So you do you, man.
You know, the 3 of us could just like move all of our families in together. Like get a big house,
like a communal house.
There's
just
colonies. There's colonies
right.
where you can like what do they call them? Like communal, like little hippie communes. You know, with everybody
Like
just kinda
polygamous
shares everything.
colonies.
Well, we're not wife swapping or anything. I'm not.
No, not a
I'm not ready
swingers colony.
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to have multiple
We
spouses.
just share the same place. No,
Oh, okay. Well, he said polygamy. I thought, wait a minute. I just want to make sure.
why can't I get centered, Lawrence? Oh, there we go. I'm trying to get centered. There we go. How's that? Is that good, LG?
You can never get centered.
Hang on.
This
How's
is a
that?
daily occurrence.
I mean, it looks good. Looks good to me. Looks good to me.
How's that? I think I'm centered now. I got it.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see where I'm at?
Sure.
I've been given permission. So I one of my gigs is I work for Texas Cheer Liquor.
Yes.
They are the OG supporter of my podcast. And it's like, well, if you're going to support the podcast, maybe I can just work for you too. So they own me. These people own my rights.
I see.
What's cool about it, I guess I'm giving them some free love today, but that's good because I don't mind. But
They've been good to
so
me.
they're family owned and operated. They're San Antonio people, and started this. They started the original location. We started with one. Fledgling, probably thought about joining a commune like we're doing now, and finally it took off, and now they have 9 of these. And I'm actually at a different. I usually work at one that's over on Evans and Bulverde up near Stone Oak.
Okay.
But they had a guy that needed to go out of town, and they're like, "Hey, you want some extra hours?" Yeah. Do I want extra hours? I need extra hours. So today I'm here till 9 o'clock. The one I'm at today is over off of 1604 in Culebra.
Oh.
So these are independent San Antonio owned liquor stores. This is like there's not one of these monster places. It's a beautiful mom and pop San Antonio owned local business, and they're really beautiful. See if I can get some decent backgrounds.
This is an
one
exclusive right
Look
here,
at
everybody.
that.
Yeah, these
Oh,
are
look at
really
all the
nice.
goodies.
So if y'all seen that little commercial I shot for Texas
Yes,
Cheer,
sir.
right?
Yes, I have.
It's at this one. It was this location. It's so cool the way they have it laid out. It's so neat. A bunch of alcohol, whether you drink or not, like together, is really pretty. Like on the bottles,
Yes.
there's a lot of great artwork. So they got all the tequilas behind me, and I got this is this is all whiskey. This is nothing but whiskey. This whole aisle. I've learned a lot about booze. I knew that I like to drink. I started working here. Now I go to bars and like recognize all the booze now behind the bar. Like, oh, babe, that's this and this is that and this is 1812 and this is
from
10-year
Kentucky?
Weller and all this kind. I'm like a booze hound now.
Nice.
And then you got all this wine, all these mixers. This is all mixers and liqueur, and this is all wine. Beautiful wine section here. And again, and you got it's a little store. It's easy peasy. I'm sorry. I'm going to put you on my pie. That's my boss right there.
Oh, snap.
Nice.
That's my boss. So this is all the tequila.
Get back to work.
I will. You're getting free. Oh, God, I got to hurry.
You might get Employee of the Month now with all the free pub.
She said, "Get back to work."
Maybe. And then we got all the vodka here, and then all these places have There's a humidor at all of them, right? They all have cigar. Who all has cigar?
Not all have a walk-in humidor.
Yeah.
Most of our locations.
Yeah. So like, cigars too, man.
Oh, my
And then of course,
Uh-oh. At the boss cut. That's it. She wasn't kidding.
She wasn't kidding.
It's like, get back to work.
Oh, here we go. No, we're back. We're back.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and then they got like the beer. Yeah.
Nice.
Where's
Then
Troy
there's a
Aikman's
walk-in
beer?
cooler. They
Number-
sell 8.
It's
All right, then it's a walk-in
There
cooler.
you go.
It's freezing ass cold.
Yeah.
They got 8 for sure. Anyway, so I mean, I don't mind giving them some free pub because, look, I don't mind going. I'll go to. They can't hear me now. I'm in the cooler. I'll go to a chain. That's fine, but I would much rather spend my money at a locally owned Poodle San Antonio place.
Absolutely.
Right? If I can.
Amen to that.
Always San Antonio first. And this is just this again. It's a brother, a sister, his wife, their parents all work at these stores. There's 9 of them, and the family runs all of them, and they hire scrubs like me to help them. But it's just you're just putting money right back in a local business. And by the way, there's a big Cowboy game Sunday.
Hey.
And the state won't let you buy liquor on a Sunday.
There's a big
So you
Texans game on Saturday.
That's right. That's okay. I'll give you that.
That's right.
By the way, nice whatever the hell that is you're wearing there. That hoodie. Is that a hoodie?
His pajamas.
It's
His
a-
It's like a
pajamas.
hockey jersey.
It's a hoodie that I'm glad you said hockey
NASCAR,
jersey,
NASCAR.
Mike, because my wife said you're gonna go there with your pajamas. I'm like, what? This is a hoodie, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a hoodie, but it's a
Looks hockey.
flashy one.
Yeah, it looks hockey. Yeah.
It looks like a hockey.
Yeah.
one.
So anyway,
it does.
don't forget. So both Texas teams are in playoff games. So if you're looking for a spot to load up before Sunday, certainly because they're closed on Sunday,
That's right.
support a local business. That's it. So it's local business day on our show.
Love it.
That's pretty neat. It's like Chick-fil-A and Texas Cheer Liquor are closed on Sundays.
Close on Sundays, yes.
I love it.
Cannot get either one. Very good. Mike Taylor, awesome stuff. All right, we appreciate it, man. Well,
We'll let you get back
Sorry,
to work,
boys.
Mike.
I love you hard, but I got to work.
no,
All right,
man,
buddy.
you do your
Take
thing,
care
man.
of
You do your
yourself.
thing. There he is, Mike
All right,
Taylor.
man.
Mike
Be good.
Taylor, everybody.
Multitasking on a Tuesday. I said, like I said, I'll take a Mike Taylor at work over
Oh,
no
yeah.
Mike Taylor at all.
Absolutely.
So,
I'll
there
take
you
Mike Taylor in the car. It doesn't matter to me.
go. Yeah, no, that's fine. But
I honestly thought that was a Rampage jersey. Like,
it does give off
is that
some
a
Rampage.
I didn't
From back in the day.
what? Yeah, you're right.
If you look at it, if you close
wasn't it a Toro or what is it?
that was yeah. It was the
bull.
bullhead or whatever. The San Antonio. I don't know if you ever remember. Now I'm aging myself, but when we had the hockey team here, do you remember what they were called before they were the Rampage?
The Iguanas.
Well, so okay, the Iguanas were the CHL team, I believe. The Rampage were.
Oh yeah, Rampage was like the
yeah.
NHL.
So they were called the San Antonio Stampede
Stampede.
I don't
right.
when they were
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
born.
That's right. the
Because I
Stampede.
still have at home to this
I
day. I
remember.
have a T-shirt that was given to me from the San Antonio Stampede, but there was a copyright, a lawsuit or an issue with the naming rights. Something else, either a football team or another organization already had the rights to the name San Antonio Stampede, and so they changed it to the San Antonio Rampage, and that's how that
I
team was born.
wish we still had hockey in this city. Honestly,
Did you go to Rampage
I loved
games?
going to Rampage.
I went to
games. It was
Iguana
amazing.
games.
I went to Iguanas games and I went to a couple of Rampage games, but I said this on one of the episodes not too long ago. When I lived in Phoenix, I used to live near the hockey,
Coyotes?
the Phoenix Coyotes.
Coyotes, yeah.
And I will tell you to this day, hockey is one of those things that I thoroughly enjoyed watching in person.
Yeah.
Like I tried to watch the Winter Classic the other day when it aired, when the New Year's Day game that they have outdoors, it was in Seattle for the NHL. It was fine. It's cool. But if you ever get a chance to see ice hockey in person, especially
yeah.
at the NHL level, man, that's
It's
pretty
the
cool.
same with soccer for me too. Like the first time I saw it in person, I was hooked. But watching it on TV growing up, no,
Yeah.
not at all. And with hockey, I actually I used to produce the Rampage radio broadcast when Dan Weiss was the play-by-play
Yes,
guy.
sure.
The guy who does the Spurs games now when Bill Land is out.
Mm-hmm.
And and I had to learn the rules to learn how to produce it. And then once you learn the rules of the game, that always helps out. So
Right, yeah.
I figured that, once I knew like what everything was, then I became a fan. I was like, oh, this is actually something good. And then the Rampage, I would get tickets and go and see them. And
Sure.
sweet tickets are cheap for Rampage. You can get it's like a
hot dog.
team. SAFC is affordable. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Affordable
Right.
professional sports that aren't like skyrocketed like Wemby prices.
Yeah.
The one memory I have from, I think it was the Iguanas years ago when I was a sportscaster. I'll never forget this as long as I live. When I did sports, I went to cover one of their practices one day, and the Iguanas, God bless them. You probably won't remember Brian Shantz. He was like, I think the captain of the team or one of the main players back in the day. This is like 20 years ago. The reason I mention him is because to this day, every year, he went into real estate a few years ago, and I get a desk calendar from him every year during the holidays. I used to call him Shancy, but I'll never forget when I used to cover the team in the early 2000s. I was at practice one day at the Freeman Coliseum. That's where they played. On the ice, the interview, I had the photographer and everything. And of course, I didn't know any better. And I'm standing on the ice, and I took a puck to the shin.
Ouch.
Now, nothing was broken, nothing was, but it's if you can imagine what that felt like. They're practicing, they're hitting their shots, and the pucks are ricocheting off the boards, and they're going all over the place. And I took a puck to I think it was my right shin.
Yikes.
You're lucky it was the shin,
Yeah.
to be honest, because
right.
there's been deaths.
My gosh, yes, no. And so that was the first and the last time I ever did an interview, I think, on the ice during an actual practice and everything. But I took a road trip with the Iguanas years ago. We went to Kansas in a bus.
Wow.
With myself and the photographer Raul Cortez, and
That had to be something.
there's video out there somewhere, and I'm probably still traumatized. by
Those
some of the
late
things
night
that
poker
happened.
games on the bus.
You remember Lyle and Hahn?
Yeah.
They were on the bus too.
Oh.
So you can imagine,
Say no
Lyle and Hahn.
more.
LG, so you can imagine what that trip was like. Taking
Now
a
the
charter
poker
bus.
game had cigars.
There were some cards. And I'll just leave it at that.
Among other things.
There were some playing cards, but at any rate, I digress. But hockey for sure. I love soccer. I will watch it when the Olympics or the World Cup comes around for sure.
You want to hear a funny thing, a story about soccer? When you say you saw the first soccer game. I saw soccer on TV, Channel 41, back in the day.
Espanol.
And I remember they were both games that I saw, they were back-to-backs, was they were in the same place, and I didn't realize it, same place, and it was raining. And I'm seeing everybody slide up and down the field and, just having the fun. I'm thinking, I'm going to join soccer. That looks like fun.
There you go.
Not one rainy game and I played since I was 7 all the way to 22 till I got fat. Then I stopped.
You were Clatorito?
You were just waiting for a game to play in the rain?
I got into it because I thought every game was played in the rain.
Hombre.
And I didn't have one rainy day. I take it back. It was one rainy day, but I was sick.
And that's why you got into soccer.
And that's why I got into soccer. And not one did I.
They play football in the rain.
Well, football was always like, but I didn't play football.
Did you play sports at Jefferson?
I did until this no pass, no play business.
No, wait a minute.
And they cut up my dreams with that.
No.
Whoever the genius was in that one, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Came up with that.
Damn UIL.
Yeah, damn UIL. Dang you.
Oh.
Yeah, so I couldn't play because I was always being a class clown and chasing the girlies.
I didn't pay attention to soccer at all until the first game I went to, which was at Camp Nou in Barcelona in 2018.
Well, if you're going to go to a camp, a soccer camp, especially in Barcelona.
I saw Messi set the the Barcelona record for most goals in a game that night.
Jeez.
And then I was hooked because I saw the fandom.
That was your first game?
That was my first soccer game.
Or first
live.
match?
That's
First
like
match,
watching
yes.
Pele for us.
Yeah, yeah.
If I would have watched
My
Pele.
first
play, I'm
baseball
like,
game, I
oh,
went and
wow.
saw Hank Aaron.
Yeah. I saw Nolan Ryan.
I had no
pitch, and
clue
it
what
was-
was going on.
Did
at
you know
all.
who Messi was?
Oh yeah, I knew who
You
Messi
knew
was.
he was- and
but I
he's-
didn't know he was breaking the record at the time.
Oh, my
Until like 2
gosh.
days later, I found out that he broke the record, and I was like, oh, I saw that.
Wow.
Interesting.
He's still going strong.
Yeah, in Miami now, of all
Yeah.
places.
And coming off a World Cup victory.
David
and everything.
Beckham brought him.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Speaking of stars, did you see the national championship game last night in Houston?
Yeah, in Houston.
And they showed that there was a box.
Yeah, with Jordan, Stephen A. Smith,
Travis Scott,
Derek
Derek Jeter.
That's
Travis
crazy.
Scott should be banned from that stadium. What the hell is he doing?
He
there?
was
yeah, really.
You know,
was-
like,
that's
what's
that's
I
right across the
forgot
street.
about
That's
that,
right across
yeah.
the street from Astroworld,
That's
the old
right.
Astroworld.
I forgot about that. Wow.
Which did you ever go to Astroworld?
I did.
Like when it was people, young people may not realize
Oh,
it was a very popular theme
it was like
park.
I did go to
the
Astroworld, yes.
Astroworld was the equivalent of Six Flags.
It was Six Flags.
It was,
Yeah,
yes.
because they were
What, it
kind
was
of
Astroworld and Waterworld.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Or what-
That's
something
exactly
like
right.
that.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
oh,
Right
man,
across from the Astrodome.
trip down memory lane right there.
Yes, because we lived in Victoria, so we
Astrodome,
couldn't.
yeah.
We had no water park in Victoria, and San Antonio was further, so we would drive to Houston, go to Astroworld, Waterworld, and then go to the Astros game that night. They played at the Astrodome,
That's right.
and stay at the hotel across the street there, right off of 50. I guess it was 59 or whatever the highway was, and
I remember they shared the field with the Oilers.
the Oilers.
Yeah.
That's one regret I have to this day. I never attended an Oilers game in the Astrodome.
I didn't either.
And
I want to go to a Texans game now.
have you been to NRG Stadium?
I have not been. I've seen it, but I've never been in it.
I was at the very first game ever played there.
Really?
It was the Cowboys and the Houston Texans. In their
Nice.
inaugural season, we went, and the Texans beat the Cowboys. And when
I remember
Quincy
that.
Carter was the quarterback of the Cowboys.
Good old
And
Quincy.
Quincy Carter. But it makes the Astrodome. I remember as a kid seeing the Astrodome thinking that was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And you look at it now, and it was on TV last night.
Yeah.
NRG Stadium makes the Astrodome look like a little tin can.
It does. I saw that. I was like, wow.
It's crazy. And they're trying to figure out what to do with the Astrodome because the purists don't want to see it go away. I mean, it's
Wasn't it the eighth largest?
the eighth wonder of the
Wonder
world
of
is what
the
they
world,
called it.
that's right,
But it was
yeah.
it was a hurricane shelter during Katrina,
That's right.
and it took a beating. I mean, during
Yeah.
Katrina, which was 2005.
Mhm.
You know, so and they obviously don't play sports in it anymore.
That's
so.
the only football game I've ever been to. NFL game I've ever been to was during Katrina when the Saints came here.
Yeah.
I
Same
saw
here.
them play the Falcons, and
Yeah, I
Michael,
was there.
Michael Vick was on the team.
I was there.
Yes.
I was there for that game. That was a good time. That was a fun time.
That's when everyone in the city was like, "We're gonna get the Saints."
Yeah, right.
I said,
San
come-
Antonio
yeah, right.
Saints.
Come on now.
Yes.
I was
Tom
hoping.
Benson.
I
is bringing them
honestly,
over.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah, everybody
really
was
was.
hoping for that, and that's all it was hope.
Yeah. They shattered my dreams.
How many times
Dang
has San
you,
Antonio?
UIL. Dang
Yeah.
you, UIL.
How many times has San Antonio been used as leverage or for other cities threatening to relocate or move their teams?
Yeah, you're welcome, Vegas.
So Vegas
really.
and Miami and San Diego and you name it.
Yep, LA now
Charlotte.
too.
The one thing that's sure to get is the Final Four, women or men, I guess.
Yeah, we've got one coming in 2025, I think.
Mhm.
And so not this
It's
coming
because
season,
the
but
dome is right. It's so convention friendly,
Mhm.
the downtown area. So like the NCAA is like, yeah, we got the dome. Let's just have the Final Four there every year.
Yeah, not enough to have the national championship game
No,
here.
no,
Not the
no.
football national championship.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting because Houston is, I mean, they've got the football stadium, but their convention center is nowhere near the football stadium,
No,
as opposed to here in San Antonio where the convention center is across the street.
that's why we need that downtown Spurs Missions multi-sport complex thing.
Where is that located, the new one?
Well, the rumor is they want to tear down the
Institute of Texan Cultures.
Cultures, yeah,
Oh, wow.
and have
Right
it right
beneath the
there under
tower.
the tower.
Wow.
I say do it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
At
That's-
Texan Cultures, I mean, it's all right. You know, just relocate it. Put it on the campus or something. I
Put it
think
behind the Victoria
UTSA
courts.
runs it.
But well, and that would still be obviously several years away from now. But and don't the Spurs have the lease at the Frost Bank Center through for?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I mean, but I
Yeah.
want it.
Well, no, I know.
It would be awesome. It would make downtown so much more appealable.
AT&T. It's no longer. It's now
It's Frost Bank.
Bank.
Frost Bank Center. So anyway, we'll see.
Did you see Mike at the Frost Bank Center the other day on TNT?
I did. I saw it.
How could you not see it?
I saw him on Facebook. I saw his pictures on Facebook.
So I was watching. I was watching the broadcast. It was the fourth quarter. That was the Bucks game when that unbelievable national TV game on Turner, I think, and went like a minute to go. Wembanyama takes this ridiculous 3-pointer and hits it like a running 3-pointer, and they cut to the camera at the opposite side as Wemby's running away from the basket, and unmistakable from 100 miles away, I see Mike Taylor in his khaki whatever leather jacket or whatever it was, clear as day, and I hit pause and I took a picture of it, and I was like, look, and of course Nina was sitting right next to him, and I thought,
nice seats, bro.
he had that's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, nice seats.
That's right. Yeah, I thought
Can I
about
get an
that.
invite?
He
next
was
time?
right behind
Yeah.
the basket, behind the other basket. So, at any rate, yeah. So,
That's why he's working at the liquor store to pay off the debt on those seats.
Yeah, for real.
well, yeah. So we'll have Mike back very soon, but nonetheless,
Did you watch the Golden Globe Sunday?
no, I did not. I'm just not. What was I watching Sunday? What was there? A football game Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not right now. I'm just not in a place to really. I'm not like the Oscars, Emmys,
Yeah.
Grammys,
Because there was really no movies that came out that you would interest
It's
you?
not so
or-
much that. Well, it's a
a
lot of them.
different time.
It's a different time for me, and
Yeah.
plus, I used to watch, to be honest with you, for the hosts,
Yeah.
and like
The monologue, that's
the
what I
production.
watched,
And when
yeah.
Billy Crystal, again, I'm aging myself,
yeah.
but Chris Rock, Billy Crystal,
Yeah.
those kinds of people that were emceeing. Kimmel did it, I know a little bit, but I think just Joe Coy did it this time, and
Joe Coy,
I heard he
yeah.
landed a joke or tried to land a joke on Taylor Swift, and it didn't go over very well or
Right.
something like that. But I know you watched.
I watched it, and the reason I did watch it is because Joy Coy, and I found out that George Lopez and Gabriel Iglesias were presenting.
I saw that.
That was huge for us comedians. It's like, wow, nice. And then they even had an award, the best stand-up comedy special, and Gaffigan came on. He was like, just himself, and he was presenting that award, which was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot. Ricky Gervais won. That ironic that he would win since he
hosted the Golden Globes and got in
for
some
so
trouble.
long. And they didn't, but he was just really outright funny. And just to be able to, witness that was really cool.
Yeah.
The one that had the funniest bit was Ray Romano. He was coming out. He came out with, I forgot the girl from the Diplomat. And he goes, yeah, I'm here to tell the truth. I want to tell the truth in Hollywood. Be better. And then this is coming off the Cat Williams thing.
Oh, yes.
So it's like, we want to be able to, tell the truth. And I'm all about telling the truth. Like, I think you're going to do, I've been a fan of yours for so long. I enjoy your work. I love how your delivery is. It's just fantastic. And the girl goes, oh, yeah, and I love you too. And what, just what you do, and he goes, that's it. Like that. You didn't see my movie. And she goes, it's just the whole honesty thing. She goes, you know what? Honesty stinks. Let's just go back to the way things used to be. Like, for instance, you're gonna win tonight. I know you're gonna win.
Yeah,
tonight.
right,
You're gonna
right.
win tonight. If you don't, they don't
Right.
give you the award. You know what? You're not worth squat.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? Or they fooey on them.
Right.
She goes, yeah. You know what? I saw you in your movie, and you did fantastic.
There you go.
It was like a funny bit. And then, so it was just hilarious the way he did that.
Well, he's cashing those Everybody Loves Raymond
Oh, I'm sure he is.
syndication checks.
I
and he's
just
doing
can't
it.
stand the tone of his voice. There's
He's
some
very
people that
monotone.
have
Ray
that,
Romano.
but he's got like a Muppety sound
Yeah.
to it.
Yes.
It's like there's something in the inflection, the way he speaks. Eminem's another guy who I hate. He's a great rapper. I hate the sound of his voice. It just annoys me. He sounds like Porky Pig, like a beady, Slim Shady. It's it's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Funny. I love it.
And now, from now on, every time I see or hear Eminem, I'm going to think of Porky Pig here.
right.
But, now I got to go back and watch some Ray Romano tape and just check out the voice and everything.
Oh, he's very monotone. He's like Seinfeld to me. He's very monotone.
Well, but they did something right. They did two of the biggest shows
yeah.
of all time and syndication. and
That's
everything.
true.
There you go. I'm not hating on the success.
No. All right. Well, listen. Well, speaking of shows, this concludes another 3 Cents podcast in the books, and we thank Mike Taylor for joining us. We thank, by the way, Mike Taylor's boss.
That's right.
At Texas Cheer for lending him to us for a little while because he's busy at work, stocking bottles or whatever it is he's doing right now, making it happen. So for Mike Taylor and Cleto Rodriguez, LG, I'm Ronnie Zuniga. We'll be back very soon with another episode right here from the Chatterbox Studios. This is the 3 Cents podcast presented by Integrity Roofing and Siding. We'll see you again really soon.
3 Cents Podcast is brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding.